Okay, so let me do a quick introduction, Jonas, to the people in my YouTube. Um, Folks, I'm really happy to share with you a few moments with someone who I think is a brilliant musician artist, Jonas Bjerre from the band Mew and now Takis. Is that correct? Takis?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, it's good to see you. It's been a long time that I actually
Yeah, it has been, yeah.
So I want to there's many things I'd like to ask, and I have a short amount of time, but tell me about Takis and your latest venture of yours.
Yeah, it's really it's just me and my friend Toby. Toby has a band called Blue Foundation.
Yes, I like them.
Yeah, we used to actually play together when we were kids. We had a band called the Orange Dog.
Oh wow!
It never had any releases, but it was like the first steps into understanding what it was like having a band, you know, when we were about like 13 years old, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, we're great friends and always talked about doing something together and never found the time. And then when the COVID restrictions happened, both of us had to cancel a lot of shows. And at that point, I actually had a studio right next to us. So we just started sending ideas back and forth. And
awesome.
And then it turned into an album. So yeah, that's good. And we play some live shows. And it's so fun for me to play things that I wrote like a week ago. Rather than like 25 years ago, you know.
Pretty fresh.
It's just very fresh, and we play really small venues, and it's kind of nostalgic for me to go back to doing that.
You know, the music has that inventiveness, but it's also very accessible to me. How is it doing? Is it translating to an audience for you?
Yeah, I mean, the live the reaction live has been great.
Great, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we it's a little bit like I really wanted to do, because I really got into modular synthesis.
I noticed.
Yeah,
you need to meet my friend Aaron.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, and I really wanted I wanted that to be a part of it, and we did a lot of writing with that, but also I bring it with me live, which is a little bit of a gamble because
yes,
it's so many things can go wrong, you know.
Right.
But it's fun because it also makes every gig unique in a way, because you know, whatever, the clock is in a different place when we start or whatever. It's just everything is different.
Yes.
So that's been fun for me as well.
You know, I was wondering about that. You've been playing live, and I see that you just toured with Mew. And how was that gone in light of COVID for you, the touring?
We originally, I said to everyone after 18, we didn't have that many shows in 18. That was like a album anniversary tour we did. And I said, like, I want to have like a year off from the band, because it's been kind of going nonstop for so many years. I just want to do something else. And I got into writing for a documentary series, TV thing. And then 2020 was going to be the year that we really did like a full-on tour. And then, of course, everything was closed down.
Yeah.
Then in 2020, they said like, oh, it might open up. And we had like 35 shows left. But then we did 4 of them, and then everything was closed down again. And then this year is the first year that we haven't done that much international stuff, but we did like a tour with a symphony orchestra in Denmark. Yeah, we did 11 shows all over Denmark, every nook and cranny of our country.
Nice.
And it was great. And then we did a show in Oslo and one in Helsinki, and then a festival. We have 2 more festivals in Scandinavia in August, but it's very little again. And we had a tour. We had a Southeast Asia plus Japan tour in November, which was just canceled. Because
do you like all that? You like all that traveling?
Yeah, I especially in recent years, I really understood how to appreciate it
Mm.
and be grateful for it.
Wow.
I think when I was a little younger, I was a little spoiled, and I just missed home a lot, and I didn't really understand how to appreciate it, but I really do now, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm representing, got my
Oh,
favorite
cool.
shirt on. That's one of my favorite shirts. And there's a live album coming out, is that right, from the tour?
I think, no, it's not going to be an album. Well, maybe it will be. I don't know, actually. But we did a tour with the symphony orchestra, and the last 2 shows we did were recorded and filmed as well.
Wow.
By Danish TV. And I think they're going to do something with it at some point. And then I hope we can just put it on Spotify or whatever too.
Okay.
Because it was really beautiful. I was actually a little bit scared at first that it would be sort of too sugary. You know what I mean?
Well, if the songs didn't hold up, but you know, those melodies are pretty deep.
Yeah. No, but I think that the arrangements that were made were really good. We had 3 different arrangers on this project.
Nice.
Because they had very little time to do it. It turned out really nice. And it got great reviews, and it was a really good experience playing with those guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you mind if I ask some fanboy questions about the history of Mew just a little bit?
No, please, go ahead.
Jonas, when I first heard Am I Rye, it really hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, I've been looking for something like this. It hit me like Genesis Foxtrot hit me when that first came out. It was like, I've never heard this before. Did the music and Mew come out of some sort of place that you guys created together when you were young?
I really think it did, and especially because none of us had any training whatsoever. I think a lot of it, like, we were just a bunch of kids. Even before then, we would do like weird claymation stuff and things like that. So you know, it's just about being creative together. That was the foundation of friendships, you know?
No doubt.
Yeah. And then because we had all these bands that we loved, we tried to play what they played, and we just couldn't. We didn't know how to do it. So we had to just make up our own thing that we knew how to do.
Thank goodness, actually. Man, you better take care of them kids back there, man.
I'm sorry, yeah.
It's funny to me. It's funny to me. You know, my kids are grown. How old is your daughter?
She's 7.
Okay, yeah, see, yeah, you're a young parent.
Well, I'm an old parent in some ways. I'm gonna go outside. It's gonna be crickets, but no kids.
Not a problem. Either way is fine with me. It's great to just visit with you and see you. I'll tell you, Jonas, when I saw Mew those years ago and met you with Nick Backler, I just immediately felt a kinship with you as a person, you know.
Yeah.
Now, you strike me as a inquisitive, kind of nerdy, scientific thinker.
Definitely. No, I'm very much into science, definitely, and also fringe science, like the many worlds interpretation, things like that, which aren't like scientifically provable at this point, but my intuition tells me they're right.
Yes. Look at where you're at. It's freaking gorgeous where you're at, Jonas.
Yeah.
My God.
It's beautiful.
My God.
Yeah, it's my friend's place in Portugal. We come here a lot, as much as we can. It's beautiful.
Well, I can understand why there. I sure can. So I wanted to say that, Jonas, every album that Mew comes out with, visuals was the most immediately accessible. But when the albums come out, when I hear them, it's like you guys are beaming in from another planet or another place. It's like it's a whole place that you enter into. And I wanted to ask you, one of the albums that's been the hardest for me to understand is And the Glass-Handed Kites. It's almost like when the album ends, I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm wondering, well, where am I? What's going on here? What's going on with this album, Jonas?
I don't know. We recorded it over a long period of time. Actually, we wrote it kind of. We moved to London in 2003, and we toured a lot in the UK, and then we the record label was starting to say like when start working on the next one, So we did we made our kitchen into a rehearsal space, writing session space, and just wrote it there over quite not really that long a period, and then went to LA. Michael Beinhorn, our producer, took a big chance on us. I guess he heard a demo that we sent, which if I heard today, I would think these people are crazy. I don't understand how he could perceive anything from that. But then we spent a long time there, just making that album, and it was such a long time, and it was a difficult period. And I remember we came back to Copenhagen. We played the first mix for our friends, and listening through it, you kind of hear it through other people's ears.
Yes.
And mostly that's a good thing. But on that particular day, I was like, this is crazy what we've done. Nobody's going to like this. This is just utterly like not unlistenable, That's how I felt, because it took us so long to record and write it that I'd grown so not really tired of it, just like I'd become used to it in a way where it's like, this is not something that people are gonna like.
You just want to get through it, eh? You just get done with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can feel that.
Like an ordeal,
Okay, then that makes sense the way that it hits me, because it's the one that has the least emotional resonance for me. Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because now that's another thing about your music is that now I know I'm older than you. I just turned 67. Okay.
Right.
And yet your music touches me. There's been times, in particular, some songs off of this album that have made me cry, and I don't even know why. Right. Now, does that happen to you with your own music? Do you have that emotional resonance sometimes?
Sometimes I have it for a while, but I can't stay with it. Especially if it's songs that we go ahead and we do live. At some point, I have to let them go.
Yeah.
As being just works that we've done, because I can't I can't burst into tears at every show that we do, So I kind of distance myself from them a little bit, just a little bit, enough for me to do them, and then that kind of sticks with me. But I definitely have moments, and also with songs that generally people don't really notice that much, are some of the songs that I felt the strongest connection with, where I felt like I expressed something that I didn't even know I needed to express,
Yes. For me, an example of that is on the album Cartoons and Macrame. I don't know what you're talking about, but it just touches me.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot of childhood memory and appreciation.
Okay, so that makes sense, because I was wondering about a lot of the lyrics. For me, it's primarily the music, but I try to understand the lyrics because they seem abstract, and yet at the same time, it seems like there's snatches of meaning that come through.
Right.
So, and it's almost like you're leaving clues. It's like, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but here's a bit here, here's a bit there.
Yeah. No, okay. That's very much how I write lyrics.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I think when I was a kid, I really, when I first really bind it with music, I would have all these ideas about what the songs were about, and then I'd always be disappointed to learn the real lyrics.
Yes.
So,
gotcha.
And then later on, I became really infatuated with a lot of like a band like the Swirlies. When you read the lyrics, they seem kind of urgent, but also sort of haphazard. You know what I mean? Like,
I
so
do. Yes.
You have the opportunity as a listener to make up your own mind about what the song's about, and I think that's a beautiful thing, and that's what I've been aiming for. But then, having written songs for so many years, of course, once in a while there'll be a glimpse of reason, glimpse of accurate one-to-one translation of what you're going through.
Got you.
And that can be a beautiful thing. I try really with lyrics not to force it though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easy and it almost writes itself. Sometimes you got to spend time with it, you know?
Yeah. You never know, really, do you?
No, exactly.
So I'm going to jump ahead because before I forget, Takis, I've watched your videos, and there's this one video where you guys are getting all bloodied up. And I was thinking to myself, is that a representation of what happens inside because of relationships, perhaps?
Yeah, I think that song in particular signifies about so many different things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's in a way, it's like I'm not a macho guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you notice. But you know, I don't think that's something to aspire to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I've grown up, you know, just being sort of like disappointed with my own gender in a way.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
And then also I think the song is about, like, we talked about, me and Toby, like I don't even turn on the news anymore because it's just pure, it's just nothing good. It's all bad. All the time. All the time, yeah. And it makes you doubt everything and makes you go like, what's the point of anything? And you know, that's also what it's about. It's about those two things. And I think me and Toby having it out, beating each other bloody is kind of a sarcasm towards, oh, I gotta be violent to be a male or whatever, you know. Yeah,
that's pretty cool, Jonas. That's pretty cool. I won't keep you too much longer, but thank you so much for spending some time with me. Are we good? Okay. So jumping back, the title of this album, the long title, was there some sort of thinking behind doing that?
We had recorded the song called Hawaii, which had been a long way coming. There are so many different permutations of that song that I really like. But we had made a version of that. And then for some reason we were in some studio in Brooklyn, and there was a piano, really badly in tune piano out in the back. And I started playing that, and then came about this song called Hawaii Dream, which was like an amendment to Hawaii. Yeah. And I just came up with lyrics then and there. And then later on, we were looking for title, and Bo came, our guitar player, founding guitar player for many years. Yes. He came and he said, like, we should call it this thing that you wrote, the lyrics. I said, oh yeah, No More Stories. That's a good title. He said, no, the whole thing, all the lyrics. It's like, that's a long title. It's like, yeah, whatever. That's good. Wow.
And then there it is. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Well, that brings up another thing. You had a guitar made for you, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What? I mean, when you show this, like, what an honor. How did that happen? Wow. Yeah, I've never had a boutique guitar, actually. I've mostly played Fender guitars. And a guy called Saku from Finland, he you know, he contacted me. He said, like, how would you like to have a signature guitar? I'll make you a guitar, and you get to design exactly what you want, you know, within the framework of, you know, his workshop and what he's into and all that. Yeah. But his guitar, and then I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. And I borrowed a guitar he made, very simple guitar. It was just gray, sort of a Telecaster-ish thing with just one P90 pickup, and it sounded so beautiful. And I compared it to all my guitars, and it sounded better than all my guitars. And it's like, this is wonderful. I'd love to do this thing. And then it became quite ambitious with the color and everything. Yeah. And the pickups, it has a 90 P90 at the neck,
and a P100 at the bottom. He makes his own things,
Mhm.
everything. And the only thing that I've changed afterwards was the vibrato arm, which wasn't quite long enough.
Mm.
But so I agree with him that in the future it should come with a long arm.
That's just really awesome.
It has a long body, right? It's a
Mhm.
long body, and it's beautiful body, but it needs to. It looked weird with the short arm. Just didn't fit the long body.
Gotcha.
And I really have to say, after I played this, that's the only guitar I'm playing. It's so wonderful.
Wow, they got it right then, huh?
Yeah, no, definitely.
They got it right. So
you know what it's like when you figure out what's the best thing you like the most. Why would you ever use anything else? You know, I'm the same with. There's a guy in Copenhagen, and he has a company called Rostec. I think he sells like 5 units a year, but he makes a preamp that's just the best I've ever heard.
All right.
You know, and it's not that expensive, and I compare it to anything. I'm just like, that's it for me. That's not what I'm going to use
That's
in
awesome.
my career.
That's awesome. Another quick jump, because there's so much, and like I said, I don't want to keep you too long, but Apparatjik, that project, that band, is that done, or was, and it was so interesting, and the records are almost impossible to get, but
right,
that seemed like a very interesting project and very cool.
Yeah, no, it was so good for me as well. Like I had met Magne, who plays keyboards in Aha and is a founding member of Aha.
Yeah,
I met him one time. He came to our show in Oslo, and he only came backstage before the show, and I'm super nervous before a show. So I was like, I've actually gotten better lately, but back then I was like just in a ball of feeling scared.
Okay.
And he came in, he said like, hi. I was like, oh, hi, you know, it's good to meet you. And then I didn't see him again. And then we were playing a show in Moscow, and Aha was playing Moscow the night after. So we went to see them, and then that's when I really met him.
Okay.
And he got me involved in a lot of different art projects. And then at one point, I'd met Guy just very briefly through our common friend, but Martin Tereck was doing the soundtrack for this series called Survival. I'm not sure it's called Survival. I think it's called Amazon.
Okay.
It's about an indigenous tribe in Brazil, and I think, you know, just the idea of indigenous tribes and how how they're threatened, and then it's the host is called Bruce Perry. He used to actually be he's a British guy, very cool guy, really into good things.
Yeah, cool.
But we made this song, and that ended up becoming the sort of the main theme for the TV series. And that's all. You know, they called me and said like, you want to record a song? We're coming to Copenhagen around midnight. I was like, okay. I was like, can you get a studio? And I called him around and said like, can anyone have a studio open at midnight? Yeah, okay, we'll keep a studio open. And then they did come at midnight, and we worked till 5 a.m.
Wow.
And then we went our separate ways, and then that became it. And then I didn't speak to the guys for ages, and then Magne invited us for a skiing holiday. I'm a terrible skier. But
me too.
Yeah, no, it's a weird thing having boards on your feet, right?
Yes.
It just doesn't feel like sensible thing to do.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
But then, you know, we went there, and he had been kind of sneakingly put up a recording studio in his cabin. And then we recorded an album in 9 days.
Wow.
While also skiing.
Wow.
Which for me was like a revolution, because I I was used to spending 2 years making an album, you know.
Right,
So
and it's good. What you guys
yeah,
did was good. So,
yeah.
so is that like one and done? You're done with that project?
I we have this story we want to tell. We want to write a musical theater story about a person from the past, and we've been so close to making it happen, and it just always kind of collapses. And I think that's actually put us off from doing anything new at this point.
Well, wish you luck with what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, thank you. I hope it will happen at some point.
Awesome. Jonas, I just want to ask a couple more things because you're so interesting. You do so many different things. The visual stuff that you do. This I'm running out of time here already. I've got less than 10 minutes with you, so I'm just letting you know, okay?
Yeah.
This way of projecting onto the face, it looks unusual. It looks unique. What's going on with this?
It was just an idea I had, being kind of a projectionist since the band's early days. I figured out, it actually came to me. We went, I think in the year 2000, we went to see, or maybe 99, we went to see the Flaming Lips. And they had the drummer, the guy who played the drums was also playing the bass, I think.
Okay.
So as a drummer, he was on screen, and I thought that's brilliant. I you know, sometimes I want to do more than we're capable of as a core piece. And I'm an animator as well.
Yeah.
So maybe this animation that I'm doing could be used in the band, and then we started doing that, and that was quite spectacular for the time that we did that.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think.
Well, I was just talking. Well, I was very curious about the. It's just unique. It's a unique look.
Yeah. No, I had this. I built.
Yeah,
this,
it's so cool.
I built like a tunnel of things, like glass objects and things, colored objects, and I did this kind of dolly for my camera, where you could like stop at intermediary points and have equal distance between each point. And I as an animation, I did this tour, like just a tour through all these things with a macro lens. And then I made it into a kaleidoscope. And then I had the idea of like, why don't I make like a mask of that? And it looked really cool on its own. I said, like, why don't you project that on a human face?
Yeah,
like, you know, like.
Yeah.
So that's how that came about, and we did a whole video like that. Which,
yeah.
You know,
you're great.
It just looks it looks unique and very cool.
Otherworldly for sure. I love it. I also love the treatment of an Agnes Obel video that you did for.
Right.
Yeah, really nice stuff. So to kind of wrap things up, since I don't pay for the Zoom where it's unlimited. I just because I don't use it that much. Okay, so I have a time limit.
Me neither.
Yeah, but are you pretty comfortable with where you're at with how you're producing things now between Mew, Takis, and other projects? You're just doing things as you feel them.
Definitely, I think in a way, even though it's horrible, I think COVID provided a much needed break in some ways where you could come back and really appreciate what you have, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that I'm in a good place with Mew and with everything else. It's a lot of fun playing with Takis because we're playing small clubs, and it feels like when we started out, you know, we're selling the vinyls in person behind the stage and all that.
Yeah,
that's really, really cool. You know,
it is cool. It is. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
man. Jonas, I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me. I may bug you in the future to visit again.
Definitely, anytime.
Yeah, and I just want to say on camera that it meant so much to me when you came to my show when I played in Copenhagen with Sun Ambulance.
Right.
That was just so awesome. I just want to thank you again. You know,
I hope that I can visit you someday.
Yeah, when's the last time you were in the United States?
That was in 2018.
Oh, wow. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has been.
Yeah.
Can't really go. COVID. I think now
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah. COVID is
But there's such a big queue, I think, for the venues now because people have been waiting, you know? So
Yeah.
it's hard to get those venues.
Yeah. I heard that. Good luck with that. I'll say hello for Nick. You remember Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. Please say hi to him.
He's in Italy right now with his wife, working on a movie deal with his
Oh,
bad
cool.
self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's close. He's close to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's why we never get back to you about music, because my real connection with Nick is he's a filmmaker. So when we started music, that was a side project for him. The film is what he's really into, which is what you guys connected on, right? Film?
Right? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
yeah.
And it's so cool that you gave him that song for his movie Lovely Still. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's a beautiful movie.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a part of that.
Awesome. Jonas, thank you so much. My body's telling me I got to go to the little room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Thank you so much for visiting. It's great to see you, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
You have a good day. Go take care of your daughter.
Yeah, thanks.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.